Why is it that it seems like some copywriters can get as many clients as they want? Like they can get clients every week if they wanted to, but you have to basically scour every corner of the internet, every nook and cranny just to find one or two prospects to, say yes to your free value or say yes to hopping on a call with you. You have to message thousands of people just to get a client, while other people have to message less than 100. Well, that's what we're going to be going over today in this video. I'm going to be going over the top six reasons why you struggle getting copywriting clients. Now, this list started out as like 20 or 30, but I narrowed it down to the top six. Now, I could have made it the top five, but like these are the six like key components, and I couldn't even cut one out to make it a nice number like five. So these are the top six. Now, you see, a lot of this is going to be stuff that you've literally never heard before, and it's going to sound profound to you because I'll be honest with you guys. You've probably never actually listened to a copywriter that's not trying to sell you a course. If you really think about it, every copywriter you've been listening to is trying to sell you a course. And you might think, okay, well, yeah, that's no big deal. They're still giving out free value. But the thing is that copywriters are some of the best marketers in the world. Okay. So while you think that, you're getting nothing but free value, they're telling it to you in a way that's going to make you more likely to buy whatever they're selling. And this is going to be way different because I have nothing to sell you. People, like I've gotten such great results for people, like as you can see here, that people literally message me talking about, Tyson, I really want to send you some money. Give me your bank details, right? Because I've helped other people make money and, they feel like they owe me. And look, if I've helped you in any way, I don't want your money. What I want from you are your results, okay? And if you learn anything here, if anything actually helps you, just let me know that I should keep making these videos by sending me a quick message on Discord. Okay, so this is going to be stuff that you never heard before, and we're going to be talking about how you can actually become one of those people who gets copywriting clients at a whim. All right, so the first reason why it's so hard for you to get copywriting clients is because you're way too outcome focused. Okay, so you need to realize that money is not a good measure of progress. And I'll tell it to you like this. So let's say there are two copywriters. The first one is like God level, like everything he writes sells like crazy and it's fire. And then the other copywriter is like not that good, right? He just started a couple months ago and, he's kind of trash. I won't lie. He's kind of trash. Now, let's say they both don't have any clients right now and they go do a month of outreach. Now, the good copywriter could do a whole month of outreach and not actually get any clients. But the shitty copywriter could be the one to get like 2 or 3 clients in that month. Now, while it's highly unlikely, it's still possible. And this is why money really isn't a good measure of progress, because you could be doing everything right, but the money won't necessarily reflect that. So, and I see this all the time. So you guys are having a really big problem with not getting results fast enough, right? It's like 3 months later and you guys are like, why am I not riding around in a Lamborghini already? Why do I not have enough money to pay my rent? And guys, if you think your progress is going too slow, what you really need to do is put it into perspective. So you need to do things like read more autobiographies. So if you were to read something like, what was this called? The Phil Knight book about how he created Nike, called Shoe Dog. If you were to read Shoe Dog and understand that for him to create Nike, a now billion-dollar business that's a household name, he had to go through so much struggle, years and years and years of struggle, of heartache, of having his back against the wall and almost quitting so many times and having his back up against the wall, that if you put that into perspective and understand that you waiting 3 months and not making a couple $1,000 is really not a big deal. You're still, you have to trust the process instead of rush the process. And that's what I see like most often is people trying to rush the process. Okay. Another great autobiography you can read is George Washington Carver. If you don't know who he is, you should really look into him. He's basically the father of thermodynamics and, really inspiring story. So another thing is that you just focus too much on outcome, and you don't focus enough on mastery. And that's the second reason why it's so hard for you to get copywriting clients. Because look, you need to understand that money is a side effect of mastery. Okay, so let me put it into perspective for you. A lot of you guys want to be the highest paid athlete, okay? But you don't understand that the highest paid athlete is the best athlete. The highest paid, athlete in basketball is like Steph Curry or LeBron James. But you guys are focusing on trying to get the money when you don't understand that the money is a side effect of mastery. Okay. Now, by achieving mastery at your skill, you're setting yourself apart from everybody else. You're becoming rare. Okay. And when you become rare, you become irreplaceable. So I'll tell you this. So if say you have 3 clients, they're each paying you $3K, and then another client comes along and he says, "Hey, I want to pay you $4K if you want to do this for me." If you got to go back to one of your clients, you got to tell them, "Look, another guy wants to do this with me for $4K, so I'm gonna go do that with him, and I gotta leave you." That client's like, "Yo, this guy made me like $40K last month. I'm not just gonna let him go." So he'll be like, "Okay, look, I'll pay you $6K. I'll pay you $6K if you stay." And when you have people fighting over you like that, and you're basically going to the highest bidder, man, this is what creates you loving the process. Like, getting people results is what feels good. Now you start because you think that the money is going to make you feel good, but you keep going because you learn that it's the process of mastery and mastering your craft and providing results and providing value to people, which is really what's going to bring happiness to you while you're doing this. And it's a lot like starting fitness. So for example, most dudes start fitness because they want girls to want to fuck them and dudes to not want to fuck with them, right? And I mean, this is me as well. That's exactly why I started fitness, right? So I started my fitness journey for the girls, and so dudes wouldn't want to mess with me. But I kept, like, after I made my first little bit of muscle, my beginner gains, I achieved those 2 things, right? But I kept going because of how it made me feel, right? It's a form of self-love, self-care. And it makes me feel good. And I love looking in the mirror. I love seeing progress. And the reason you keep going is going to be much different from the reason that you start. So you got to understand that while a lot of you guys are going to start for money, you'll keep going for the other things, right? For the progress of mastering your craft and for the actual, the results that you get for your clients. And you need to understand that improvement and attracting the things that you want are key to this. So let me give you another example, okay? Now listen, money is a side effect of mastery, just like women are a side effect of money. You feel me? Now, I know you guys heard me, but I don't know if you're listening, so I'm going to say it one more time. Money is a side effect of mastery, just like women are a side effect of money. So people tell you all the time, don't go chase girls, because if you just chase the money, the girls will come with it. It's like, don't go chase money, because if you chase mastery, the money will come with it. It's the exact same concept. It's about attracting what you want instead of just going out and chasing it. Okay? And like the third reason why it's so hard for you to get clients is because you don't do nearly enough testing. Now, we're going to look at this here in the bottom, and I know what you're thinking. Tyson, is this is this the drawing that the 4-year-old drew you that you were talking about in the last video? And it's actually not. So I actually drew this myself. And this is what your results are going to look like. Now, a lot of people think that the results are going to be linear, and that's not true. And a lot of people think that the results are going to be exponential, but that's not necessarily the case either. Your results are really going to look like this. So I know this kind of scribble thing doesn't really make sense taking into account the axis of result in time, but just bear with me. It makes sense because this is basically your testing phase. This is where you're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what's going to stick. This is where you just you try to find that first thing that works for you. And 90% of people are going to fail and give up, like right here. 90% of people don't make it past step 1. And you need to understand that. You need to understand why step 1 is so important and that most people aren't going to get past it. And if you're past step 1 already, if you just keep doing what you're doing, you're going to further yourself and you're going to further separate yourself from the people back here. Okay? And you guys need to test a wide variety of things. So what I've noticed is that a lot of you guys don't like changing things up and using brain calories. Like I give you guys an email sequence or an email template and you change like 5 words. Like that's not enough. You guys need to make it your own. Come up with your own thing. You need to test who, where, what, and how. Who are you reaching out to? Where are you finding them? What are you offering? And how are you outreaching to them? You're hitting up, relationship coaches on Facebook, offering them a landing page, and you're going to do that by emailing them. Or you're hitting up fitness people on YouTube, offering them email marketing, and you're going to do that by sending them a Loom video. You gotta test with all four of these variables. Find something that works, and then create a scorecard. Track your results, measure your results, and then take the best idea that you have that's giving the best results. You gotta test it against two others. The best of those, you test against another two. And this is, eventually how you end up reaching, past this first stage. And then you'll notice other things about this graph. So while it is exponential, it also shows you that there are plateaus, right? And peaks and valleys. So when you first start out, you're going to get results, but your results are going to be few and far between. And then you're going to figure something out where you can consistently get results, and then you're going to plateau, but you're basically just working on mastery. You're working on the next step. And once you finally break through, you're going to plateau there as well. You're going to be there for a little while. So you'll notice that the overall trend is exponential, but there are ups and downs and peaks and valleys, and there's going to be plateaus, and that's all normal, right? That's what your success should look like. And then, like, the next reason why you struggle so much to get clients is because you're not actually working on becoming an entrepreneur. So you need to understand that when I speak about mastery, I'm not just talking about copywriting, because I'll be honest, copywriting is one of the easiest parts of this to master. You need to master becoming a freelancer. You need to master outreach. Right? You need to master the skill of outreach, because if you master the skill of outreach, you will never go hungry. It doesn't matter what skill you have. You could be a video editor, a graphic designer, anything. But if you have the skill of outreach, you will never go hungry. If you know how to get clients, you'll always be able to make money no matter what. Okay? And you guys need to focus on actually becoming a professional. So what do I mean by that? If you want to make, let's say, 10K a month with copywriting, you have to do what a 10K a month copywriter would do. You need to impersonate the type of person that you want to be. So for example, every day that I have is planned in advance. Every week that I have is planned in advance. I track every single minute of my day. So I have an app called Toggle, Toggl. It's a tracking app. I can tell you how many hours I was eating for, how many hours I was sleeping, how many hours I was doing outreach or writing copy or doing client work for this, that, or the other thing. I track every single part of my day, because you can't optimize what you don't track. And this is part of actually becoming a professional, right? You put systems and do things and put systems in place so that you can actually take that massive action and become a high performer. And what you don't do is just as important as what you do. So, for example, I don't have Instagram. I especially don't have TikTok. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have any of that stuff, because you need to understand that the smartest people in the whole world are being paid millions of dollars to come up with systems and ways to take your time and attention and keep you on these apps. Okay? So with having that in mind, you need to know that, it's going to be very hard to protect your energy and protect your mind, protect your focus, but it's more than necessary, okay? Because it's going to increase not only the amount of free time that you have, but it's also going to increase your focus, okay? So it's what you don't do. It's like you can't be out partying, having a rotation of women over at your house every other night, all this stuff, because it just takes away from, what your purpose is. It takes away from the path that you're trying to go down. It doesn't align with what you're trying to do. So you're constantly going to be fighting yourself when you're trying to let go of these vices. And I'm not telling you that it's going to be easy, because I went through it and I had to do it myself. But it's more than worth it, and it's more than necessary. Okay? You guys need to understand the power of sacrifice. Sacrifice can be one of the biggest drivers, one of your biggest motivators. And I'll tell you a story about how. So for my 23rd birthday, I did something rather different. So I'll tell you exactly what I did. I woke up at 2 a.m. I did my workout. I then came into my office. I did some client work. I did some outreach. I did some copywriting practice. I did some review. Then I went to my 9-to-5 job. I came back. I did a little bit more copywriting, and then I went to bed. No partying, no drinking, no cake, no nothing. Right? Now, this did suck, because I felt lonely as ever, right? I felt like nobody wanted to celebrate the fact that I was even here. And, I was kind of sad, I won't lie. But the thing is that the more that you sacrifice for this, like the more motivated and determined you'll be to do it. So I've said no to so many women. I've said no to so many of my homies saying like, we're going out and partying, or we're going out and drinking, or we're smoking, or whatever. I've said no to so many things that if I were to stop now, if I were to stop doing this now, then all of those sacrifices would have been for nothing. And I will not let that happen, because I've sacrificed way too much already. So you need to understand that the more that you sacrifice, the better, because it's going to get you more motivated. It's going to make this more ingrained in your mind. And the next reason why it's so hard for you to get copywriting clients is because you have a scarcity mindset. You have a scarcity mindset. So you need to understand that there's enough clients for everyone who deserves one. Okay? The biggest excuse that people will give when they give up in the testing phase is that everybody already has a client, bro. I can't find any client because everybody already has one. Everybody already has a copywriter. And that's just not true. That's just not true. You need to hit the right person at the right time with the right message. That's all it takes. You're always only one decision away from changing your life and getting that 3K client that you want. And it's only crowded at the bottom. Okay? Like I said, once you reach a certain level of mastery, you'll start separating yourself from the crowd, and that's when you'll start to get results. So this is an example that I kind of wanted to show. Now, I didn't show this to put dude on blast, but I just thought it was funny, right? Because people tell me all the time, Tyson, aren't you worried that if you give out too much free game, too much sauce, that people are going to steal your clients, or they're going to, get a client that should have been yours? And my answer to that is no, because I want to help people get clients, because there's enough clients out here for all of us. Okay. And it's what a lot of people don't get. So, if people want to steal or copy my outreach, I'm not even mad about it. I hope it gets some clients, right? And that's the whole reason why I'm doing this. And the sixth reason why it's so hard for you to get copywriting clients, because you see business owners as a number. Guys, now the business model of copywriting is B2B, right? You're a business and you're selling to another business, but you can't see it that way. You need to see it more like H to H. It's human to human, okay? So you need to make them feel special. And what I mean by that is a lot of you guys make your prospect feel like a 2 a.m. booty call. And what I mean by that is if you only hit up a girl at like 2 a.m. and be like, hey, come over, she's gonna feel like you're trying to use her, and she doesn't like that, right? And it's the same with your client. If you are just trying to make a quick buck off of them, then they're not gonna like that either. They want to have a mutually beneficial relationship with you, not just, a one and done, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, hit it and quit it type of relationship. They don't want that. So you need to go out of your way to make them feel special. And the key to this is personalization and quality. And guys, I get this question almost every single day. And I don't even answer it anymore. So I'm going to answer it here once and for all. A lot of you guys asked me about my last outreach method, talking about, does this work with mail merge? Does this work with mail merge? Can you use this on Streak? Blah, 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 blah. Guys, I don't fucking use Streak. I don't use Streak. I don't use no fucking mail merge, because it takes the personalization out of the message. Here's the thing. I'm going to put you on some game right now. You can hit up 40 clients in a day, and I'll hit up 10, right? And I guarantee you I'm going to get more clients than you, even though I reached out to a quarter of as many people as you did, because my outreaches make them feel special. My outreaches show them that I'm willing to put in the work. If I make a whole Loom video for somebody, or I take the time to Photoshop mine and their face onto something, they understand that there's a certain level of specialty that they have, because I wouldn't just do that for anybody at any time, right? So it goes above and beyond, and that's how you separate yourself from the crowd. So you need to stop coming off as sleazy and presumptuous, right? So a lot of you guys will do is you'll be like, yeah, I can make you 50K. I can make you 50K a month from email, easy. You don't know how big their email list is. You don't know what offer they're selling. You don't know anything about their business yet, and you're making presumptions about the type of results that they can get. This is how they know that you're full of shit and that you're not to be trusted. So another part of this is that you need to use people skills to make them like you, right? So you need to understand that it's not necessarily the highest performing employee that gets the promotion. It's the boss's favorite that gets the promotion, right? Every single time. It's not the dude with the best resume that gets the job. It's the dude who makes the hirer actually like him the most that gets the job. So you need to really build that personal connection. I'm about to put you on game right here and show you exactly how to do that. So if you haven't read it already, you should read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. But a key principle to that book is to be interested instead of worrying about being interesting. So don't worry about being interesting, be interested. Guys, we were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth because we're supposed to listen twice as much as we speak. So if you actually listen to your prospect, it'll go a long way. So a great way that you can do this is basically, let's say you're doing email for them or you're creating a sales page or something, right? Tell them like you want to have an email that talks about their story because it's going to build a relationship with the subscriber. So basically you can go to them and tell them like, yeah, I want to know your story. Tell me your story. Why you got started in business, some of your biggest hardships and things that you had to overcome, and don't leave anything out. Now they're going to be sat there telling you things that they've probably never told anybody before. And you're going to instantly build a connection with them. You're going to ask engaging questions and just, talk about why they got started in this thing, because you got to understand that they're a business owner, right? Their business is their pride and joy. It's like their firstborn child, right? So of course they're going to want to talk about it. They're going to talk about how it came to be. And by doing this, you're positioning yourself as somebody who, you're just gaining so much trust and you're getting so much of that human connection, right? And it's really just a cheat code. So guys, those are 6 reasons why it's so hard for you to get copywriting clients, but it's so easy for everybody else. And here's some videos that I kind of wanted to make later. So tell me if any of them are interesting to you. And of course, if you have any questions or any concerns, or you want to send me your copy to review or anything like that, just hit me up on Discord. All right, peace.